Alright, YouTube, so this was a video I was not planning on putting out today or tonight, whatever. I was going to do the usual every other day upload and put a video out tomorrow, but I was laying here and I could not record and talk about this. This is pretty big news. So what we have today is Square Enix has filed a couple of trademarks. They filed them in December, they just went public today, and they seem to be regarding the Final Fantasy VII series. And what we have here is Square Enix has filed trademarks for something called Ever Crisis, something called The First Soldier, and oddly enough, the logo for the Shinra Electric Power Company, which, should they have had that trademark, like, I don't know, 23, 24 years ago? I guess maybe they plan on doing a lot more with the logo itself compared to what they use it for. I guess maybe they plan on doing a lot more with the logo itself for whatever maybe these projects are. But still, it just seems like that's something that would already be, like, trademarked or something they should already own or whatever. I don't know. Anyways. So obviously when it comes to the names of these, whenever you hear Crisis and you think FF7, the first thing that comes to mind, before Crisis, Crisis Core, some of the prequel games. I've never really understood what Crisis stood for. Is it just relating to like Sephiroth? Because before Crisis, Crisis Core, the core of his Crisis, this is whenever Sephiroth went crazy. I don't know. Is that what it stands for? Maybe you guys know. But the fact that it's called Ever Crisis seems like it'd be maybe after those, like before Crisis, Crisis Core, Forever Crisis, essentially. The other one being called The First Soldier definitely has to relate to Sephiroth because he was like the reason the Genova project like was successful and all that other stuff, right? Like he's the main soldier guy, the strongest guy out there. So that sounds like it'd almost be like a Sephiroth centric. If we're assuming these are games, right? They could be movies, it could be a lot of things. Whatever these are and whatever this is specifically, The First Soldier, it sounds like it'd be something regarding Sephiroth, possibly like an origin story. Or maybe just a solo story for Sephiroth, like, I don't know, like, his journey. Like, what does he do all the time? Where's he at whenever our party is trying to, like, catch up to him and shit? Like, maybe it's a story following him. Or a solo story before or after the events of FF7, or who knows exactly. Either way, I'm all for that shit. I want more of my boy Sephiroth. Maybe it's his journey to the Smash world. Something I thought was funny that people were pointing out on Reddit is they've been making jokes for a while about the naming convention for FF7 stuff. So we have Advent Children, Before Crisis, Crisis Core, Dirge Cerberus, which is A, B, C, D. And then when these trademarks come out, we have something called Ever Crisis, and we also have The First Soldier. So E and F. It's kind of strange and funny with the first four, but the fact that they went on and made something that's titled with an E and something that's titled with an F, because when you look at the title of something, you don't usually count the, so First Soldier counts. It's definitely intentional now. Now they have A, B, C, D, E, F. That's more or less the video, my dudes. Like I said, this is a bit of a late upload. This was definitely a very late recording process, which is going to make it a late upload. I wasn't really planning on putting this video out today, but I just wanted to talk about this. What do you guys think this is, man? Whenever you think about Final Fantasy VII and you hear the phrases Ever Crisis and The First Soldier, what does that make you think of? What do you think these are? Are these video games? Are these like movies/animes? Like, what would this be? DLC, potentially? Either way, my dudes, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Want to see more Final Fantasy VII content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at dashingdavidYT. And my Discord. The links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more. And nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain or leave it like Cobain.